Hey guys, Sunday 17th May 2015. Here's my video on the refrigerator. This will be a couple segments. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the thermometer. It's about 60 degrees inside the cooler. So I'm going to close the cooler. I have the cord plugged in to the socket so I can turn it on. I shut my fantastic fan off, so this is the only thing that's going to be drawing power off the batteries. I also have the pulled the fuse on the solar panels, so the batteries are not being charged at the moment. My battery bank is sitting at 13.1 volts. Minus 0.1 on amps. I'm 100% on the batteries. So 212 amp hours available. And let me switch over to power here. This is watts. Right now, minus one watt. So this meter screen actually takes a little bit of power, and I don't know, maybe the refrigerator on standby is pulling just a little tiny bit of power. So now I'm gonna turn the refrigerator on. It just kicked on. It's nice and quiet. Inside the box, it's telling me it's 48 degrees Fahrenheit. And it is almost 10 o'clock, 9:53. So I'm going to let that run for an hour. Come back and check the internal temperatures. And also check and see how much power we used. So let's have a quick look at this right now with the refrigerator on, and it's trying to get cooled down. Only needs to come down 10 degrees, so it's kind of cool in the refrigerator right now. It's pulling 44 watts, just a little bit over 44 watts. And the longer it runs, the less it draws on that compressor. Let's go back and check and see how many amps it's pulling right now. It's pulling 4 amps, 4.5, 4.4. So it's showing a minus 4.4 amps. This green light up here by my thumb would be on if my solar panels were charging. Of course, I pulled the fuse, so there's no power coming into the battery bank. This is all the power that's coming out of them right now. So 4.4 on the amps. It's already pulled it down to 99%. And we're sitting with the refrigerator on, pulling 45 amps, or not amps, 45 watts. It's sitting at 12.7 on the voltage. 4.4 amps. Let's go back and look at watts real quick. 57 watts. Trying to get cooled down. All right, so I'll come back in an hour and we'll have a look and see where we're at that point. Hey guys, so I'm back at the van. It is 10:30, so I'm just a little over 30 minutes later. I came out to check on this, and the refrigerator is already stopped running. $29 degrees. So obviously it went a little bit below where I had it set. Let me check and see where I have it set. I thought I had it set on 38. Yeah, I have it set on 38. So it overshoots a little bit. 38. It's sitting at 29 right now. And the thermometer is, if I can read that through the 24, something like that. So it's actually too cold. I can set that up a little bit higher than 38 degrees. and let's have a look and see what kind of power it used. 12.8 volts. That's where the batteries are sitting right now. Still no charge coming to them from the solar panels. And of course the refrigerator is not running at the moment. Minus 0.1 amp. Right now it's drawing 0.1 amp just to light up the display, and that's including this display on the TriMetric. 99% on the batteries. So it's not very hot outside right now, so it's not taking a lot of power to get it cooled down. Let's see what we're doing for watts. Minus 1.84. Now that gives me an indication of how many amp hours were pulled out of the batteries. So it only took less than 2 amps to get it cooled down. And right now it's using 1.2 watts. Like I said, that's to run this display and the display on the refrigerator, because the refrigerator itself is not running right now. 12.8. So that's crazy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug the solar back in. I'm going to put my fuse back in the panel, and then we'll see. It's a nice bright sunny day and the panels are in full sunlight, so we'll see what's going on with that. Let me plug in that fuse and we'll check it out. Alright, so I got the fuse back in. You can see the green light indicating that the batteries are now charging because the solar panels are again connected. And let's check it out and see what we got. 13.3 volts. So it's definitely in the charge mode. I'm getting 9.7 amps from the panels. Those are two 100 watt panels, 5.2 or 5.3 amps each. So that's about right. We're still at 99%. Let's look at the amp hours. Minus 1.6, so it's already replacing the amps that were taken out of the battery pack, and you can see how quickly it's actually doing that. Those numbers will decrease, and when that gets back to zeros, I'll be at 100%. So it's only going to take, heck, it'll probably take 15 minutes to get back to, it's going in there pretty quick because I have good sun on the panels right now. Dropping down fast. Power, 135 watts right now going into the batteries. That's not too bad out of 200 watts total in optimum, pristine conditions. My panels are not tiltable, at least not at this point, so they're just sitting flat on the roof and maybe not angled perfectly, but that I'm extremely pleased with that. So let's see, 135 watts, 138. That's pretty nice. .6 watts. Batteries are at 16 degrees Celsius. That's about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. See, it just kicked in. Now we're at 14.7 volts on the batteries. 14.8. I've got this set. It'll just determine what's best for the batteries depending on how much power needs to go into them. Let's go back and look one more time before I cut this video off. Let's look at let's look and see how many amp hours. 1.3 and decreasing, so won't be long and that'll be back to zero and I'll be back up to 100%. The The refrigerator still has not kicked on while I've been taking this video. So that's what's really cool about this TriMetric. It's an awesome tool to monitor your battery status. And ultimately, this is the best part, percentage of batteries. So you type in your amp hours that you have available based on what batteries you're using. For me, it's 212 amp hours total. And then it does the math and figures out the percentage based on what goes in and what comes out of the batteries. At the end of the night, in the morning, the next day, when the sun starts to come up, you don't want this number to be below 50%. And I haven't even had it anywhere near 50%. I let the refrigerator run all night long for the first couple days when I bought it. And this in the morning, before the sun starts to charge the batteries, showing 97% just to maintain 38 degrees. So awesome. All right, let's shut that off. Let's look and see where we're at temperature wise. 29 degrees inside the refrigerator. According to that, and this is always a little bit less because it's clear at the bottom. Actually, that's pretty darn close, 28 degrees. It's a little bit cold. So that's good. I can lower the temperature a little bit and it'll pull less juice. This refrigerator is awesome. This is the Dometic, I think it's CF-50, cold freeze 50. It's about 1.7 cubic feet of space. And it'll go anywhere, Fahrenheit, anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees as far as the settings. Runs off of 12 volts or 120. Currently all I have is 12 volt plugged in, and that's all I really intend to run it on. But if I wanted to, if it's really hot, I can plug it into a extension cord, get it cooled down to temp, and then just connect it to 12 volt. Alright guys, hope you guys all have a good week, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.